Two men have been jailed for selling pet food to humans in a South London halal restaurant.
Discontinued foods are the absolute worst. So here's part 2 of discontinued foods in the UK. Part 1 is back on my page.
Eggs from Aldi, because what the fuck is this?
Look at these guys.
For the record, if you are ever eating chicken that has this kind of pink in it, it is bad. It's really, really bad. Look at that. So gross.
Locals dumping leftover food in Spark Hill Park. Mouldy chapatis, rotten fruit, pakoras, samosas, and bags of rubbish. Their excuse is refeeding the pigeons when this food should be going in the bin. Anyone caught doing this will be reported to the council.
Welcome again to Blighty Blighted. Right then, you lot? Clock's ticking, so no faffing about here. Companies taking the piss with our food is my pet peeve. I'm in my late 90s, as I have said before, so I have been eating since ration books were the new black, and I've seen more dodgy nosh than a landfill seagull. These UK food scandals roll on like a bad curry, burning twice and never quite gone. Let's start with the scandal in 2013, Horsegate. Tesco's value lasagna, 100% horse snag, so not so beefy. Aldi was even the pub carvery, all flogging Shergar's cousins. French crooks, British middlemen, paperwork faker than a politician's smile. Some nags pumped with bute, horse aspirin that'd turn your liver to soup. If it neighs, don't chew. So let's fast forward to 2023. The rotten pork thawed on factory floors like a beach barbecue gone septic. East Anglian outfit slapping British on foreign bacon that's clocked more miles than a lorry driver's logbook. Schools, hospitals, prisons, served with a side of listeria and lies. National Food Crime Unit finally sniffing, 10 years late and a pound short. Then Booth's, the posh northern Waitrose, caught passing Polish beef as Yorkshire's finest. Premium price, economy truth.
Asda says it has now changed its processes for checking dates after it was fined £640,000 plus costs in court this week for selling food past the sell-by date. A routine visit by Trading Standards to the Letchworth store found that 37 items were out of date, and a second visit in May found another 6 items. Following a complaint by a member of the public, Trading Standards found that in the Pentwyn store there were 25 items out of date, and then the following month 48 items 12 days out of date. Handing down the fine of £640,000 plus £115,000 costs and a £2,000 surcharge, the judge said that Asda did have policies in place but they weren't adhered to properly or implemented. She did say that the risk to the public's safety was low though. The head of regulatory affairs at Cardiff Council welcomed the fine, saying that consumers should feel safe in what they buy and when. This follows on from a few months ago when Tesco were done for the same thing. It does make you wonder how many of these stores are selling out-of-date food. What do you see? Do you see stores selling out-of-date food all the time? Do you mention it? Or do you care?
I mean, Tesco's is just even better. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the 30th. Oh, they're the wrong ones, okay. Oh my god. 10. 27th of December. They're not reduced. They're on the shelf. Now I'm fucking fuming again. There's a whole fucking box. 27th of December. And they're £3.25 each. I'm fucking fuming. Let's go and tell someone.
You must be in some mess to be holding up in a filthy garage with a cheese and pickle sandwich. Cheese and pickle sandwich. Cheese and pickle, 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 basic. Take a bite, take a bite. Cheese and pickle, 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 basic. Take a bite, take a bite. Cheese and pickle, take a bite, pickle, take a bite, take a bite. Eat it. Cheese.
Anthony Fear is 63 and Azar Ishrod is of 40. Fear, the supplier, pushed out meat legally classed as unfit for human consumption. Ishrod, running a filthy cutting room on Walworth Road, processed it into food for unsuspecting customers. We're not talking fresh produce here. Inspectors found rotting chickens, lamb's testicles, mouldy beef burgers, and nearly 2 tons of animal waste funneled into the food chain. Neighbours complained of a stench of rotting flesh, and when investigators raided the premises, they uncovered meat dumped at room temperature, crawling with bacteria. The court ruled this wasn't a mistake, but a cold, calculated conspiracy driven by greed. For this betrayal, Fear received 42 months in prison, Ishrod 35 months, along with bans on ever-running food businesses again. But here's the real scandal. This shop had a 1-star hygiene rating, yet regulators still allowed it to trade. Who signed off on that? Who failed to protect the public? Should these men have faced even tougher punishment?
We explored the butcher's house. We found decades-old meat hanging up on some of the doors. It was such a neatly kept place. The antiques were beautiful.
Lovely. Love a good bit of mould on my vegetable samosa.
Bro, what's the date on it?
The 15th of the 7th. That's tomorrow. That is minging. Oh wait, that is today, yeah. The 15th of the 7th. Lovely.
Aldi. Right, so I'm in Aldi, right? There's this cheese at the front of the thing. Yeah, watch the date. 17th of February. Look at this nasty cheese, yeah? Looking all like that, yeah? All nasty. Look at the date. The 14th of February. It's the 24th today, no? 24th? 17th. 17th. 19th, 17th, 28th, 21st, yeah? And then ones are at the back. You wait. That is disgusting.
Look at this. 2 days ago we bought eggs.
Zoom into the womb. Zoom into the womb.
It's called, it's maggots, isn't it? That's disgusting.
It's moving.
That one.
It's moving.
Absolutely disgusting. Look at that. Where's the maggots?
Maggots.
That's disgusting.
What did you have for your lunch today? So, oh, I had a protein pouch. Oh, did you? Was it nice? No, it was fucking stinking. And I'll tell you how. Because Asda are selling these for £1.14. Asda's also selling out of fucking date yogurts. The 12th of the 9th. Sorry, what? The 12th of the 9th. 6 days out of date. I was wondering why, when I was eating it, it was tasting bitty, that the texture was like, no. So, there you go. I could have shit myself if I'd have just continued to eat that. I could have fucking shit myself. But here we are. Asda, get your shelves checked. Get this sorted, because nobody wants to eat itty bitty yogurts that are out of date for 6 days.
Literally gonna do a little cooking video, and the steak is the 15th and it smells bad and it's slimy. Today is the 15th, like exactly. Yeah, that's disgusting. We can't eat that. Fuck. Damn it. God, I'm gonna have to tell Liam we can't have steak tonight. There's definitely like a smell. It looks okay, but another test I read online is that if you put your finger down, it doesn't like bounce back. It's not a good steak. I don't know if you can tell. I don't think that's like bouncing back. And the first thing I felt was like the sliminess. And the second, I always do this before I cook any food, even if it looks good and it's within date, you should always try and smell it and see if it's actually good. Technically it's within date, so like what is the protocol here? Like I don't know if you can like return food. Obviously I'm not gonna return it because we opened the steak and stuff, but it is really fucking annoying because like we all know like steak from Marks and Spencer. Steak is expensive, and 28-day mature steak from Marks and Spencer's is very expensive. So we kept putting off the steak frites nights too to like go to the gym, and we kept saying like when we go to the gym we'll do steak frites, and it's Thursday and that's the first time I went to the gym this week, and it's just been such an awful day. Like so many bad things have happened today, like just shitty things. We got this really annoying email from our letting agency that we had like a flat inspection. Then Liam had a whole thing at the dentist, got rejected from another job, writing job. So, and then we go to the gym. I'm like, let's go to the gym, steak frites night. Like, fuck. He's going to the shop and we're getting steak tonight. So. In the meantime, I'm going to start making banana bread, so.
Do yourselves a favour and do not order from Exotic Fruits, because I received a box full of rotten fruit that cost me £42. I reached out to the company via email and they told me that they couldn't refund me because I didn't contact them within 24 hours of receiving the parcel. It was actually 48 hours that I contacted them. This was the email that I received. They had the audacity to offer me 5% off my next order, as if I was going to order a box of rotten fruit again. This is the moment I spotted the rot. I'm going to try. What the hell has gone off? I thought this fruit. So after the reply to my email, when they explained they couldn't refund me, I decided to take to my Facebook that has over 130,000 followers. After they seen the negative responses they were getting on my page, they decided to reach out to me again and very kindly offered a refund only for the orange, £1.55. Are they having a laugh? Please pass this message on, guys. I really don't want anybody else receiving a box of rotten fruit. Shame on you, Exotic Fruits.
So these people were selling contaminated meat. Among that contaminated meat was a sheep's private parts. Now, anybody eating the underneath of a sheep, despicable, if you ask me. Absolutely disgusting. But look, they travelled 3 hours and 13 minutes to collect contaminated meat to sell to people. From Woolworth Road to Somerset. 3 hours and 13 minutes. Can you imagine? Hi, my people. So today on the Metro News website, I read the news article. 2 men jailed over plot to sell disgustingly filthy waste meat to shoppers. Make sure you guys follow me, as every single day I post about interesting documentaries and news stories that nobody else is talking about. Now, this is a very nasty story. 3 men here were selling meat that was not fit for human consumption. They were selling this meat intentionally. They would trek to Somerset from Woolworth Road in London, southeast London, all the way to Somerset to buy meat from a man who runs a business selling meat that is unfit for human consumption, which is not safe to eat, what you would call animal byproduct. The news article was talking about how they stored the meat in filthy conditions. I do wish they detailed what kind of filthy conditions a bit more, but they were basically saying that the meat would be left out in the sun and would smell. The stench would be absolutely ridiculous. They showed some pictures of the lambs. They were selling sheep's heads. I don't even know who eats that, but they were selling sheep heads and it was all covered in blood. The walls were stripped off of wallpaper, and the chicken they were selling, so normal looking chicken, was already unsafe to eat. So only pets could eat this kind of chicken. And then they were selling sheep. I don't even know, was it contaminated and they were throwing it in the same area, or are people actually buying sheep? Beyond me, because anybody that can go and eat the underneath of a sheep is self-inflicted if you get sick at this point. Doesn't matter what condition it's made in. That doesn't sound healthy at all. People are there avoiding bush tucker trout. You're there doing it willingly. That is clearly self-inflicted, I'm afraid to say. Sheep underneath, nasty. Sheeps even, they look ugly. Isn't that those the same animals I always see on TikTok, and they got maggots coming out their belly and they got flies on their head, and that's the underneath you're eating? Nah, it's nasty, man. Large containers of meat, they've left it out in the scorching baking sun and it's smelling, and neighbours, it smelled so bad that neighbours had to report it. Anyway, obviously that butcher's in Woolworth Road was finally shut down, and you won't be getting meat from there anymore. But if you did, then apologies. But I feel like from the smell, you could tell this is disgusting.
So I've bought a bag of potatoes from Lidl, and I thought it was only going to be one potato, but literally every single potato is coming out like this. And it's not even funny because a bag of potatoes is like £2.50 or something like that now. And for every potato to be going in the bin, like for me to be throwing every single potato away, like look at that. As soon as I take off the skin, it's black underneath. I'm going to try and peel off all the black stuff, and let's see how far down we go and how much potato is left. Still some there, but this is probably what I'm left with. Fancy another one? Oh, just as I thought. Trash. Like honestly, this is a joke. What do we think? Is it gonna be a good one? And to be clear, I bought this bag today. I fancied a roast dinner, so I just went out and bought it. And now Lidl's closed, so I can't even buy any more potatoes. So I'm actually going to be eating some of these potatoes because I've got no choice.
First up, we have the much loved Milky Way crispy rolls. These are a lighter, crispy alternative to a Milky Way bar. They were 10 out of 10. They're no longer on shelves, but you might be able to find some lying about somewhere. Next up, we have Nestle's Vice Versas. I don't know if you guys remember these. They're a bit like minstrels, but you'd have like white chocolate and normal chocolate as well. They relaunched twice, but they're no longer on shelves. Next up, I remember being in school, I'd open my packed lunchbox and I would be thrilled to find a cheese string spaghetti. They'd come in small bags like this, essentially the same thing as a cheese string, but obviously in spaghetti form. Celebrations. I know you can still find them, but there was a chocolate that was axed from the Celebrations box in 2011. And that, my friends, was the Galaxy Truffle. There are still active debates about which chocolate should have been axed, because apparently it shouldn't have been this one. So let me know down in the comments which chocolate you would have axed instead, and let me know if you would like a part 3.
And Abby, can we just get you to spell out exactly what you found? What are they doing? What is going on?
Yeah, so this is a story about a meat processor where wide-scale criminality was taking place. And there are two sides to this story, really. You've got the first side, which is food safety. So multiple sources told me it was commonplace to wash visibly off hams in salt water or mix rotting pork with fresh products for further processing. Other products like ox tongues, they weren't heat treated properly, which is really dangerous. And meat was thawed out on the factory floor. But perhaps the most worrying thing that I found out on the food safety front is that 2 former employees also said the paperwork for sampling, which will pick up bacteria like Listeria and E. coli, was falsified. That is big. Those are not bacteria that you want to play with. That can kill people. So that's the food safety side. Then there's another side, which is fraud. And as I've mentioned before, this company had been passing off huge volumes of pork, foreign pork, as British for 20 years, more than 20 years they've been doing this. It's been a scam. that's been very long-standing indeed. And the way they would do this is they would bring in a relatively small volume of British products, all singing, all dancing, has all the assurance, and they would take the traceability information from that delivery and use it on every single product that they made in a particular week. It's just absolutely staggering that they've been able to get away with this for so long.
Is this a big company or a small company? Is it a fly-by-night, or is this a big corporation? Because it's hard to imagine, given the food scandals that have gone before, that we could be back where we were, and thought, well, things have moved on from that.
This is a mid-sized company, but I know that this is happening elsewhere. I know there are other businesses doing this as well. They were colluding with other businesses to do this. So this isn't the end of the story.
We pay top whack, get bottom barrel, keeps the undertakers busy, pass the biscuits, hope they're not sawdust. I will see you in the next video. Keep warm and carry on. Cheerio.